Hello, hello, everybody. Come on in, come on in. If you are seeing this part of the video, then you are probably watching the replay. So just hashtag replay in the comments and let me know that you were here. If you see the red live square up in the corner, I'm live. How are you all this happy Monday morning? I'm going to find myself real quick. That way I can read comments. There I am. That way I can read comments. So loud. Donna! Hello, Donna. How are you? I have my iPad turned a different way this time, so I'm looking over here, which is where it normally is when it's right up there. How are you today, Donna? How are you? So I put something up so that you all wouldn't see the mess that is back here, and it's very distracting. And so you could see me a little bit clearer. Can you see me and hear me okay? I want to make sure you can hear me good. Hi, Desiree. How are you? Hello, Melissa. Happy Monday morning. I'm great, Donna. Thank you. I'm glad you're doing well. So I caught a little bit of Amy's live yesterday, and I didn't get to catch all of it, so I'm going to have to watch it on replay. But she was doing a really cute macaron. I know! So festive, right? My antlers are a little crooked, and I can't fix them because I'm afraid if I pull it too far, it's just going to break it. So, you know, it is what it is. I have something different planned for game night, though. So this is just for today. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Amy. I was just talking about you. Hey, Betsy. Okay, good, Donna. I'm glad. So everybody can see me and hear me. Hi, Kim. How are you? If I missed your comment, I'm sorry. Thank you, Amy. This is just for today. I have something different planned for game night. So maybe if it don't work out, I guess I'm just going to be this again. Hello, Trish. How are you? Amy is on today, twice today for an event. There's an event going on, the Pink Frosting Divas. And I wasn't able to do it today because I'm off work today and I have like a million and gazillion things to do. A million and gazillion things to do. Hi, Karen. How are you? Thank you all for taking some time to be here. Thank you, Trish. Okay, funny story. I don't have face paint, so I was like, I wonder if I can just put acrylic paint on there. And Google was like, no. So, alternative, I went and raided the makeup bag of my 12-year-old. So, thanks to my 12-year-old, I have freckles. Google was like, no, girl, don't put that on your face. No. Okay, so thank you, Michelle. Thank you so much. I know, right, Tracy? I was about to do it. I really was. I was about to put some white acrylic paint on you. Welcome to my life. Thank you, Betsy. Thank you, Regina. Thank you so much. I even wore lipstick, you all. I never wear lipstick. Like if you've seen me, I never wear lipstick. Sometimes I'll put some on and I'll wipe it all the way off just so that it kind of leaves a little bit of stain. I still have yet to try the stain lipsticks, but I actually put it on today. I drew it on like a kindergartner, like trying to like stay in the lines. Okay, so let me show you all my little project. Hi, Kathy. How are you? Thank you. Okay, So we are going to do a sweets treat. So, and it's going to be a little gingerbread sweets treat. So this is what we are going to make today. And I kind of wish that I had put more things on it. Like when I was doing it, I was like, I want it to be completely full of stuff. So, am I still live? My comments went away. Oh, there it is. Okay. I don't know what happened. They just all disappeared. Thank you, Michelle. Right? Oh. Thank you, Robin. My eyes are a little blurry today for some reason, you all. So if I butcher your name, I'm sorry. Hey, Priscilla, how are you? Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Priscilla. Thank you all for being here. But you can put as many things on it as you want. So you can fill it completely full or just, do it like we're going to do it. But it's very simple supplies. You really just need your clay and you need whatever cabochons you want to use and the little candlestick holder. I got mine from Dollar Tree. Walmart carries stuff that's similar. It's very minimal supplies. And you're going to use, clay that you have left over from your other projects. I'm blind, you all. I am so blind. Hey, Cheryl, how are you? Thank you, Priscilla. Okay, so let me stick this over here. It's not going to take a long time to do this, I don't think. If I'd quit yapping, we could get to it. Okay, so this little cone I just got from the Dollar Tree. Little styrofoam cone that's 6.9 by 2.9 inches. We're not cutting it down. We're not nothing. And you want to, it's got like a flatter end to it than normal cones, like the ones you get from Hobby Lobby or Walmart. Those are more pointed. So if you do get one of those, cut it a little bit so that it's a little bit flatter up here so that when you stick your Gingy on it, she has somewhere to sit that's a little bit flatter. I wanted to do 2 projects today, but I don't think that I'm going to have time to do the 2. So, I will do a video and I'll post it to the group before the end of the workshop so that you have an extra tutorial from me. Amy gave you an extra tutorial and I'd like to do that as well. So that's what we're going to do. But I don't think I'm going to get to both of them today. Okay, so I covered this cone with the cream colored clay, like we used on the sugar cookie for the Big Gingy. How many of you have started on your Big Gingy? I really like the way she turned out. She turned out super, super cute. And this little sweets tree was, so the gingerbread baker was my own design. That was the one I created based off of the scarecrow and the bunnies that I did. But this little sweets tree, I had saw a similar sweets tree on Pinterest. And I thought it was super cute and I wanted to do my own rendition of it. So that's where that came from. I can't wait to see if you do it. I can't wait to see what you do with her. "3D printed cake stands." Oh, wow. Yeah, Priscilla bet could do that, right? She can make some really cute ones. Priscilla makes all kinds of things. She makes some really awesome 3D things. Okay. This is not going to take a whole lot of clay to go around your cone. Thank you. Thank you so much, Kathy. I hope your shoulder heals really fast. Your Baker Gingy is going to be so cute. So I hope your shoulder heals really quickly so you can get started. I flipped my tabletop this morning, and this side of the tabletop it has a texture to it. So it's not exactly smooth like the other side. But the other side was looking rough, you all. I had to change that. It was looking rough. I'm not getting this super thick. You can get it as thick as you want. It doesn't really matter. We are going to put some texture on here too. Hopefully I didn't push that too much. Okay, since this is smooth styrofoam, I am going to put some Titebond on here, or you can use whatever you want. It doesn't have to be Titebond. Use tacky glue, use Mod Podge, use whatever you want. I hate that this Titebond constantly clogs up in this nozzle. So are some of you working? Thank you, Lisa. How are you? Thank you so much. I'm just going to use my fingers, you all, instead of trying to get out a brush and doing all that mess. We're just going to use our fingers. I am actually off work today, thank goodness, because I have a lot of things to do. In this house, you all, oh my gosh. Where I've been working second shift, you know, the hubs has been here, and the kids, and, you know, animals, and blah, 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 and nobody lifted a finger all week. I'm just kidding. My husband does things, but he doesn't do them the way that I do them, so it's not the same. So anyway, it looks so bad in here. I mean, it's terrible. It's awful. I'm like, oh, I gotta do something. I gotta do something about this today. It's just, I gotta do something about it. So I'm just gonna lay this on the edge here, and I'm gonna push it up, try not to get glue all over my hands and then get it all over my clay. I mean, we're gonna do stuff to it anyway, but still. Okay, and then I'm just gonna roll my cone. Well, I was gonna roll my cone. It's decided to do its own thing over here. Then we're gonna cut that off. You don't really have to worry about the seam. I mean, you can sit here and fool with it if you want to. It's not going to matter. We're going to put texture on it, so you don't really have to worry about it. Cut this off. That off there. We're going to cut a bunch of the bottom. You're working and listening. Working and watching. Well, thank you. Thank you for being here even though you're working. Okay, I'm just pushing it to the back of the cone. I'm going to cut that off. You don't have to worry about the bottom being perfect. You just don't want a lot of bulk here because you want it to sit on your holder nice and flat. It's a little bit too bulky here, so I'm just going to take my scissors and cut that off. Like I said, all this isn't going to matter. We're going to texture it. You can give it a nice little roll on your table if you want, just to kind of even everything out. Just like that. Okay. Let me get rid of all my clay. And I use this little kitchen brush that I am almost certain I got from Dollar Tree. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Oh, while we're here and I'm thinking of it. Your son has having knee surgery today, so you're off work. Oh, Lisa, prayers for your son. I hope he has a really fast recovery. There's a lady who does cookie cutters, and she's a Canadian. I see her video. Are you talking about Crafty Canadian Gal, maybe? I'm not sure. I don't know. That's who comes to mind, but I don't know if that's who you're asking about. Okay, so while we're on here, downloads, downloading the videos. They are not showing up like they normally would, where you can just download them since they're uploaded as a regular video and not alive. So I am figuring that out. I actually already am working on that, and I should have an update for you all soon on how you can download the videos. Okay, so don't worry, you're going to be able to download them. Just for some reason, it's not letting you. I tried to download Amy's last night. Because when I look at mine, obviously I can download my own video. When I look at Amy's, I thought, okay, I'm going to be able to download hers, but I was not able to download Amy's either. So, I'm working on an alternative for you all. So I'm just going all around this cone, texturing it with this brush. You can use a little aluminum foil ball to do this. You don't have to go and get a little brush. But I love this little brush because it gives me the perfect kind of texture. So I'm just texturing it all over. But aluminum foil ball works perfect for it. Lauren from G&G Decor taught how to use the aluminum foil ball. You just put videos in my messenger that I send to myself. But to download them to your device is a little bit different, right? Oh, it might be Flower Town Crafts, right, Priscilla? I forgot about Teresa. Thank you, Tammy. I'm glad you like it. Okay, so you can make whatever you want for this treat. I made macarons, I made cupcakes, I made cookies with little bows on them, little chocolate bars, etc. Donuts surrounding the bottom, but you can put whatever you want on here, little cinnamon rolls. I'm going to teach you how to do all of them. You've probably seen people do donuts a million times, and they're super, super easy. I'm going to use what I have left in here, and then we'll use the new bag. I had very little left in there, but I don't want it to dry out, so I'm going to use it. There was very little in there. It could be Teresa that she's talking about. I'm not sure. I forgot my little flower cutter that we are going to need, you all, for the flowers, the little flower macarons that I did. Are you guys excited for game night? I'm so excited for it. Can't wait to do game night. Donuts are really easy. If you're a newbie, I'm going to kind of explain it. All you're doing is creating a ball. So whatever clay you want to use. This is the skin color, or not skin, I'm sorry. This is the gingerbread color from Mariposa's Creations. But it's very similar to the skin color from Glitz and Glue. Okay, let's see if this is how big I want my, yeah, that's about right. It has a little line in it, so I'm going to do it again. I'm going to try to work that line out. So when I'm trying to work my lines out, I push pretty hard on my table, and I'm really smashing this clay into the table. And then I'm lightening up the pressure and just letting it roll on my palm. And that's going to get out all the lines I want to get out of here. And then you're going to end up with a smooth little ball. So this is like the size of like a ping pong ball. And then I'm just going to give it a little smush, just a little one. And then you're going to take just a little like permanent marker, handle, whatever you have available. And you're just going to create a little hole in the middle. And then I'm going to go on the back side and do the same thing. And then that's the start of your dome. And you can push the top of it a little, like around the edge, just to round it off a little. Okay, so I'm going to make, let's see, on this one I did 3, but I think I'm going to do 4. I think I'm going to do 4 for this one. So let's go ahead and make all of our little donuts. Is it Flower Town Crafts? Okay. I forgot about Miss Teresa. So how many of you watching are newbies versus how many, I know Priscilla's not a newbie. How many are newbies besides, versus seasoned crafters? Words are hard today. I'm at work. I'm not at work, so I don't have to think. I don't have to use my noggin. You don't have to worry about these, like, trying to get them all the exact same size. I mean, we try to get pretty close, but you can do it however. You are not a newbie, Priscilla. No, you're not. You're new, Barbara. So, have you made donuts before, Barbara? You're new, Kim? Okay, good. I didn't want to be on here yapping and everyone be like, we already know how to do this. I mean, I'm not teaching anything new. Newish. New to clay and characters. Characters are my favorite. You're seasoned, Tammy. Tammy, do you have a page, like a business page? I know Priscilla does. You've only done some ornaments and the Crafty Amy Girl turkey. That turkey was so cool, wasn't he, guys? He was so cool. I still haven't done mine. And I bought all the stuff to do it. I just haven't done it yet. You're having lots of fun learning. That's good. I'm glad. You're not new, Barbara? Newer, less than a year. Gotcha. I'm going to try to whip these donuts up real quick so you don't have to sit here and watch me do this repetitively. I was going to like get them all ready so that you didn't have to sit here and watch me do each thing over and over again, but you're just going to have to watch me do it over and over again. I'm sorry. Okay, so how many of you see a white strip along the bottom of your screen? Because I just now noticed that it had it on there. You sat beside Amy at Fake Bakers Gone Wild. I didn't get to go to Fake Bakers Gone Wild. But maybe, are they doing one next year? Have they decided if they're going to do one or not? I haven't heard anything. You do see it? Okay, I should have angled my camera better. Sorry. But at least I just wanted to make sure that you all could see most of my table. It looks like you can. Yeah, on both devices, it looks like you can see most of my table. I was trying to figure out the best angle so that you all would be able to see better and still be able to hear me and not have my camera too far back there. I need to invest in another, what do you call it? The ring light with the camera holder. I I need to invest in another. I have one. I love my ring light, but the piece that holds my phone broke off, so I don't have that on there anymore. It was amazing. I heard it was amazing. They're not doing one next year. You didn't notice till I said. In 2027, probably in Kentucky. Well, I'm in Kentucky, so I hope so. That would be awesome. I know they had the first one in Kentucky, right? And then this last one they had in Florida where Ann lives. Doesn't Ann live in Florida? Smash it a little bit. And we'll put our little drip on here. This one might be a lot bigger. I think it is. I'm going to cut this one down just a little bit because it's a little bit too big for my liking. She lives in Jacksonville. They had it in Orlando. Okay, I gotcha. I was born in Central Florida. That's where I was born. And then we moved here when I was like 13. I might have even been younger. No, I think I was 13. Pretty sure. I was in junior high. I started 7th grade when we moved here. And let me tell you, these mountains are home. I was not a fan of Florida. I hated it. I honestly hated Florida. And I went back up there when I was 16, and I stayed for a little while. Still hated it. I mean, probably worse when I was 16 than before. And then I had not went back until I came out. I was only down there for like a couple of months, I think, maybe even less. And then I did not go back until 2 years ago, and I'm 45. Yeah, that's how much I love Florida. But I do want to go back to take my kids to like Disney World and stuff like that. And the only reason really that I went to Florida this last time was for my grandma. And that's the only reason I'll ever go, besides taking the kids to Disneyland or Universal Studios. I really want to do Universal Studios. I went as a kid, and I want them to experience that. But anyway, I don't have any desire other than those 2 reasons to go back to Florida. None at all. Hey, Jenna. I was born in a little town called Wauchula. Tammy, you ever heard of it? It's like close to it is, we lived in Zolfo Springs. I was born in Wauchula, and my grandmother is in Bowling Green, Florida. So I think it's like, I want to say it's like an hour or so from Orlando. When I went to stay with my uncle, when I was 16, I went to stay with him for a little while. He lived in Orlando. So that's where I was at. I went to school there for a short time, and nope. These mountains will always be home. Okay, I'm just freehanding this drip. You can use a drip cutter if you want. I'm just going to freehand it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Mine's all wonky. And I'm just going to clean up the little edges, and we're just going to stick it on our donut. But first, we're going to cut our little hole in it. You have family and friends in South Florida. No desire to go back. Oh, yeah. See, you sound like me. We weren't far from Fort Myers. Kim. I remember going there with my mom and dad. Can't remember what we went there for. That was a long time ago. But yeah, we went there for some reason. I don't remember a whole lot about Florida, other than I hated it. We went to Bradenton Beach a lot when we lived down there. That was a really nice beach. That is the nice part of Florida, is the beaches are just, they're amazing. But I've never been, like much of a beach person. I like it. It's nice. It's just not, not my thing, I guess. So that's the drip on that one. Now we're going to do a white drip on the other one and a red drip on one. And then we'll end up having to do, we'll have to do two of them the same color. We might do two red, because I'm just obsessed with this red. I just love this red. I'm so obsessed with it. I absolutely love it. Jenna, you just got off your live, right? That's plenty. We probably really just need 3. I feel like 3 is going to be more pleasing to the eye anyway, so maybe we should have just stuck with the 3. We might just stick with the 3. Priscilla, I forgot you're from Florida. I love you, Priscilla. I just don't like where you live. I don't like where I was born. There's something about these mountains I get. It just feels like home here. This feels like home. That didn't feel like home. This feels like home. My husband is not the biggest fan of Kentucky. He was born in Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland. And we went there and visited and I like that. I like Baltimore. But he would probably move there if I would. He would probably move there. He's just not the biggest fan of Kentucky. I think we're just gonna do the 3 donuts because I just think it's gonna be more pleasing to the eye to do the 3 donuts. But you're welcome to do 4. You poor Florida girls. Hey Sam, how are you? How's it going? Are you live today, Sam, at any point? I feel like I haven't caught you live in forever. I forgot to tell you all what size cutter this was, but it's a very, very tiny cutter. It's the smallest one in that round set that I have. And it's like 3/4 of an inch. So that's what I'm using to make the little holes, the little donut holes. It probably could even use a smaller cutter than that because I'm having to kind of push it in here so that you don't see the donut color around the inside. I mean, you can see the donut color if you want. You don't have to listen to me. You do it however you want. You do not have to listen to the crazy lady behind the screen. It is A-OK. Okay, so there's that one, and then we're going to do a white one. And I think I'm going to put this donut back. Let's see which one is more like the others. Probably that one. So we'll put this one back. We're just going to do 3. Wait, I missed it. You're helping decorate a tree after work. Yes, Sam. What was it? Oh, I forgot Amy's from Florida too. I'm sorry, Amy. I love you, Amy. I just don't like where you live. I forgot. I'm sorry. Just call me the non-Florida girl. The born Florida girl, but non-Florida girl. Yeah, that's me. That's me! It'd probably be better to use this little round one. The one that comes in that 40-piece set. Did I link that for you all? If you need me to, I can link that for you all. I got them from Temu. It comes with 40 different cutters. But, I mean, there are multiple of the same size, but, you know. Okay. So now let's roll this out. I've spent 34 minutes making donuts in a cone. I definitely wouldn't have had time for 2 projects today, but that's okay. We can do one later. Probably won't be on the live, but I'll do another little project and I'll post it to the page. Oh, no. Get out of here. So are any of you like me and your first project, the first one you do usually comes out the best? That is me. And I'm telling you, and I'm not saying that it's just happened, you know, a few times. Every single time, my first project comes out the best, and when I try to redo it, nope. I mean, it'll come out similar, but it's not as good as the first one. Every time. Every single time. Never fails. To get the schedule and caught me. You came into the group to get the schedule and caught me live. Well, yay! Yay, Sam! Woot woot! Okay, I'm actually going to use the red cutter this time. I'm pretty sure that's what I used last time. Because last time I did not have to, you know, push my clay down into the hole. Sorry. I don't remember how I do things. I don't remember how I do them. You do it however you want. I am going to push it a little bit. Just a little bit. But I'm not having to do it like I was with those. That one's much better. So do it with the smaller cutter. This is a pretty tiny cutter. This is like a 1/2-inch cutter. That's what you need to make the little donut holes. If you make them the size that I did. I'm just going to throw it that way. Okay. And we'll put some sprinkles on it. So I am just using the little primitive pumpkin sprinkles. And we're going to use some of the little beads that I got from Hobby Lobby. I put them in this little container because they come in like a little plastic thing. And I ended up buying several packs of them. So I needed to put them in something. So I had this little tart warmer or tart container that had the little tarts for my warmer. And it smells so good. Every time I open this, I smell cinnamon buns. It smells amazing. I love it. Love, love, love it. It's so yummy. Okay, so I got out a little piece of cardboard. Let me find it. So that I could put, I swear that I did, you all. I swear it. Here it is. So that I could put some tacky glue on there or some Tide Bond, and we won't have to wait for this to go to the bottom every single time. I don't want to put it all over. Do I? I don't think I want to put it all over it just yet. Okay, so let me get a toothpick. And we're just going to dot this on here. Yes, I agree. Each project is unique. You don't have to do it this way that I'm doing it. You do it however you want. But I like to place them. Sometimes I'll just sprinkle it on there. Sometimes I'll just drop them on there and move on and whatever. But sometimes I can't. I can't do it. And for the sake of this live, I probably should, but we're just gonna drop them on here. I'll try to be quick about it. Gotta be quicker than that. In my mind, all I got rolling around in my mind right now is all the million things I need to do when I get off here. So many things. Why is there so little time in the day? There's just not enough time to get all the things done. Put a little gingerbread man on here. Okay, now let's drop some on here real quick. Sorry, you all. I wish I had had time earlier to just make the multiples and show you each one individually. But you can sit here and hang out with me. Because y'all ain't got nothing better to do, right? Than to sit and watch a reindeer make donuts. Am I a reindeer or am I a moose? Because I feel like these are moose antlers, but my makeup's reindeer. So I'm like a rain moose? I don't know. Is it a moose? Is it a reindeer? What is it? What am I? That should have been the game. One of the games. What am I? Okay. I'm just going to put a couple more, guys, and then we'll move on, I promise. There, let's knock this last one out. Amy's so quick with everything, and I feel like I'm like super, super slow. Like unbelievably slow. That tutorial was really long, and like I edited it quite a bit, and it still ended up being over 3 hours. I mean, but I wanted to be really informative, you know, especially if you were new and you didn't know how to do certain things. I didn't just want to be like, you know, fast forwarding stuff and cutting stuff out. And then you'd just be kind of lost if you were new. So I wanted to make sure I had enough information on there for you to be able to make it really well. I keep putting the gingies in the same spot, and that looks really weird. See, that's why I do them individually. Okay, let's put a few more on here, and then we'll move on. Put a white sprinkle there. And I think I'm going to put a little white sprinkle here. And maybe one more gingerbread. Then that kind of puts them in the same spot, but that's okay. Okay, so then our 3 donuts are done. And you can go ahead and start putting them around your tree if you want, or you can wait and make all of your things and place them, you know, where you know, after you have everything made, see where you want to place things. But I'm going to go ahead and place them around my base. And these should still stick because this is still wet. Oh yeah, so it's sticking good because it's still wet. So we're going to put those around the base like that. Now we're going to work on our cinnamon rolls. And I'm just going to leave this out here because we're going to need it again. I did forget to put some little beads on there. You don't have to put the beads on there if you want. If you don't want, you do it however you want to do it. And put your donuts on while your cone's sitting flat so that you're not messing with the bottom of your cone and it being able to sit on your candlestick well. Let me put just a couple of, because I forgot those. I think on the other one, I may have actually used the little pearls that came with one of the primitive pumpkins sprinkle sets, but you can use the beads that you got from Hobby Lobby too. They work just as well. There's some really tiny ones in here. Those are the ones I'm trying to get. Yeah, I like it with the little jewels. I think it looks really cute. So let me try to get some tiny ones out here. I wanted some white ones, but I'm not seeing them. So we're just going to use these little pink ones. Use whatever you want. Hey, Lori, how are you? Thank you, Kathy. No, you are not, Amy. You are not slow. I'll watch you and I'm like, oh my gosh, look at her. She just goes. And Amy's not like me. She's like the complete opposite of me. She is so organized. And she is so like, she knows what she's going to do and how she's going to do it. And and I'm just like over here like winging it. I miss wing it. Like, I'll jump on a live not knowing what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, if it's going to work out. Like, I just go with it. I need to be more like Amy. I really do. I could learn a thing or two from Amy, I'm telling you. She's just awesome. Okay, so added the little pearls on there. I think it looks really cute with the pearls. So I'm going to push all of that up there. Hopefully you can still see. If I put something in your way, tell me so I can move it. Because there's kind of something holding my iPad up so that it doesn't fall. So I can't kind of see the end of my table up there. I can on here, so. I guess I could just look on here. That would make sense, right? To make sure that you can see. Use your noggin, Susan. Use your noggin. Okay, so we're going back to the gingerbread color. And these cinnamon rolls are really, really easy. Really, really, really easy. Even if you don't like doing worms and because the worms take a little bit of practice. It takes a little bit to figure them out and, whatever. We're going to texture it. You ain't going to have to worry about it being super smooth. You don't have to worry about it being all the same, like, width all the way across. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. So you're just going to grab out a little bit of clay. I didn't grab out much. You're not going to make a really huge worm. It even turns out better if it's not the same width all the way around. Okay? So don't fret over it. Don't worry about it too much. You don't want it to be too fat of a worm. That's about how I have it, because you're going to flatten it out a little bit. So I'm going to take my rolling pin. You can use your acrylic plate too if you want to smash it down. There's like a eyelash hair or something there. And you can like make them as wide or as narrow as you want. I don't want them to be too wide. I didn't make this one that wide. So you can cut it down too if you want. If you got it too fat, too wide, cut it down a little bit. But it doesn't have to be even. So don't fret over it, okay? And then I'm going to take whatever filling color I want, and I'm going to do the same thing. But I don't want it to like go too far over the side. So you want it to be kind of close to the same. So I'm going to use baby pink. And you can go ahead and texture one side of this. So texture whatever the outside of your cinnamon roll is going to be. Use your aluminum foil ball or use your little brush. So I'm texturing it up. Then I'm going to take my filling. And this one you want to be thinner than the other worm. But like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't want it to be longer than that one. We're going to flatten this out a little bit. See if that's going to fit. And I don't care if it spills out the sides of it, that's fine too. You're not going to texture the filling one, and then you're just going to roll. I should have textured my sides up a little bit. Make sure you do your sides. I did not do my sides. This roll might be a little bit too big, but we're gonna make it work. We're gonna go with it and make it work. So I don't really want to texture my filling. I just want to texture the gingerbread color. It's probably going to texture the filling a little bit. So do that before you put your filling on here. Unless you want to texture the whole thing, you can. It is going to texture it a little bit. So, and then you have your little cinnamon rolls. And then you can place them on here. This one is pretty big. So I don't even know if I want to use that one. It's fine. We'll go with it. We'll put it on there and we'll make a smaller one next. So on this one, I did 2 larger cinnamon rolls and then 1 smaller one. So let's get out some more of this gingerbread color. I missed some comments, I know, I'm sorry. Thank you, Rhonda. I actually got them from Dollar Tree and then I just added stuff to them. So I added one of those 99-cent bushes that you get from Walmart, and I just cut them down and glued them on there. That's all I did. Okay. So I'm making this one quite a bit smaller than the other one. I think it'll look better smaller. And this time we're going to make sure to texture our sides. A little bit longer. I'm just going to knock on the sides of it. You're really only going to see one side of it anyway, because the other side's going to be against your cone. You don't have to be, this doesn't have to be perfect, so. If you're not a fan of rolling those perfect little worms, this is for you. I'm going to knock the sides one more time so that it's good in texture. Because that's what you're going to see the most of, is those sides. Okay. Let's go ahead and make our little one while we're here. So we'll make our little tiny one. So even smaller ball of clay. I might take a little bit more off of that. It's about the size that I have it. You can, like I said though, you make them whatever size you want. However big and thick you want, it's your treat. You make it however you want. Knock the sides really good. Cinnamon rolls are super, super easy. I don't know why I'm texturing that side. You're not going to see it. There we go. filling, and you can do different fillings. I did all of them pink, and I think I'm going to stick with the pink. I like it with the pink, so I don't think I'm going to change it up. But you can put whatever color you want in there. You can do it like we did the donuts and do the filling, you know, the red, white, and pink, whatever color you want. I thought about doing a traditional one, but I kind of wanted it to go with the gingerbread baker, so that they kind of coordinated together. But you do it however you want. Whatever colors you want. I think a traditional one would be really cute. Let's see if this is long enough. Yeah, we'll stretch it a little bit. It'll be fine. And then I'm just gonna roll her up here. And choose a prettier side. My filling's not really popping out on this side, so I'm gonna use this side where it's kind of popping out there. I don't want it to be, you don't want it to be too far recessed in there like that one. So I'm gonna use this side. Okay, now let's do another little one. These would be even prettier if you drizzled some little white puffy paint across the top of them, let them dry, and then attach them to your tree. That would be really, really pretty. I actually might try that the next time I do one of these trees. I think that would be super cute. Rolling pin's rolling around here. All right, and then we have our 3 little cinnamon rolls. And it does turn out better when you texture it before you add your filling. So on this one, I kind of put one up towards the top. We'll just stick them. It doesn't matter where they go. Stick them wherever you want. Let's see if this is going to stick still. It's not. So let's put some glue on it. I think my cone's already starting to try to dry. I love this brush glue, you all. I'm hooked on it now. I can't remember who it was that recommended it. But whoever you are, thank you. Because I love this stuff. I like it much better than the glue I had been using. Okay, and I'm going to stick this one right through here. And then we're going to move on with our other little sweet treats. Okay, so let's go ahead and start making our macarons. Macarons are super, super easy. You've probably seen them made a million times. Sprinkle cinnamon at the inside to make them smell good too. Yes, yes. One of my followers, and she's actually, hey Michelle, how are you? One of my followers is allergic to cinnamon. So there was something I made, I think it was the pumpkin spice latte, I'm pretty sure. And she liked it, but she couldn't buy it because it had the cinnamon on it, and she's allergic. She's allergic to it. Okay, so with the macarons, let's do the pink one. Macarons are so stinking easy, you all. So stinking easy. They're very, very beginner friendly. Roll this out here. I may have to get up in a minute and let my mother-in-law in if she's on her way. I can't remember what time she gets here. Because she goes to like a center during the day. I can't remember what time it is that she gets here. I think I used this one, I'm pretty sure. This is the smallest cutter in the cutter set you get from Walmart. And it's the 2-inch cutter. And you're gonna need 2 of these cut out. And that's about how thick I got my macarons. Now, normally with my macarons, and I can do it for the top, but we're just gonna do it flat like this. Normally, I like them to look puffy, like puffed up. So I'll take the saran wrap and I'll lay the saran wrap over it before I put the cutter on there, and it puffins them up and makes them look really cute and puffy. But we're just, well, actually you could do that because it's not going to affect it, because you're going to put it, we're going to cut it in half and we're going to put it on our tree this way. So you could still do the puffy macarons if you wanted to. But my saran wrap's over there. I didn't bring it over here, so we're just going to do them flat. Flat's okay too. So I'm just taking a little tool that I got from Glitz and Glue, but you can just use a toothpick and just create like a line all the way around this macaron, like that. I really like using this little tool. It's really handy. You don't need anything fancy. You really don't. So once you create your little line all the way around, you can use a toothpick. You can use tweezers. And with tweezers, you just kind of sit here and you pull at that little lip and you go all the way around making your texture, right? But what I like to use is my icing tip. And this is the star tip. I got this from Walmart. And all I do is I stick it in there and I twist. Stick it and twist. And I just love the texture that it gives. And if you hit it too hard, you can always just give it a little pat. But I love the texture that it gives all the way around the macaron. That's what I want right there. And I kind of indented my macaron doing that. It's all good though. Okay, so let me do this one. I held on to my macaron a little bit too tight. And it made a little indentation in there. I just love the look of it, and I love using this for fur. So if you make little teddy bears or whatever, use your little icing tip and it'll make, it kind of looks like fur. If you do it around like Santa pieces or whatever, I love the texture that it gives. Oh yes, Amy, right? We should. What's your favorite? Oh yeah, the super glue, yes. You have Betsy, remind me. What was it? Thank you, though. I'm glad you liked them and that they look beautiful, but what was it? Goodness, I'm a mess, y'all. Okay. I think I just did one macaron. That's all I did because we're going to cut it in half. So we just need one of these. So you don't have to sit here and watch me make multiples of this one. Now don't use the saran wrap on your white filling. If you try to do the puffy macarons, don't use saran wrap on the filling because it's going to puff it up obviously and it's not going to stick flat in between your macaron pieces. So do the filling part just regular, just flat. I want to say I used a smaller one for the inside of this. Yeah, I used a cutter that's just a tad bit small. But you don't have to, like, if you rolled your macaron out and you cut it out with this one, give it another little roll after you cut it out just to make it slightly bigger, and then cut your filling out of using the same cutter. You don't have to have all these different size cutters. You can make it work without all the things. We're just going to stick that sucker together, and we're just going to cut it right in half. See if these scissors will do the trick. And then we're going to put the flat part against the tree. And place it wherever you want. Ooh. Now, why didn't the cinnamon rolls stick like that just stuck? Because that stuck really well. So I don't know why our cinnamon rolls didn't do that. But the macarons did. Okay. And then I'm going to put this one down here, I guess. Right on the other side. And then we'll move on to our cupcakes. So it's starting to come together. Looks a little funky right now. Trust the process. Oh, okay. Betsy, I was like, what did I send you? Because I don't remember. Some of you will be getting some happy mail from me and Amy, though. It's gonna be fun. You better be here on game night. Okay, so now let's do our cookies. Oh, I said we were gonna do our cupcake, right? I can't remember what I said. So you don't need any special tools at all to do these little cupcakes. I did 2 cupcakes. Turn it around so I can see. You are not going to need any type of cutter. You're not going to need anything to make these cupcakes. Just your hands. That's all you're going to need. Okay, so let's do a ball a little bit smaller than that one. It's not a very big ball. And what you're going to do is just roll it a little bit, like, you know, me and Amy talk about those teardrop things all the time. That's all you're going to do is make like an egg shape. And I kind of flatten that out a bit. So you're going to flatten the bottom of it, and you're going to flatten the top of it a little bit. You don't need anything special. And I'm just kind of taking the palms of my hands and pushing it a little bit because I want the top to be wider than the bottom. And then you're just going to put your lines in it. And this is going to be your cupcake base. Cut that one off a little bit. Flatten that back out. So that's going to be the start of our little cupcake. That's our little base. I'm going to do 2 of those. I'm just going to use whatever's here. Yes! Yes! So excited for the gifts. Flatten the bottom, flatten the top a little bit. You all can do so much with this teardrop thing. I know me and Amy say it over and over and over again, but it's true. It's so true. You can make eyes, you can make cupcake bottoms, you can make bodies, you can make hearts. We're going to do hearts with it here in a minute. I mean, there's so many things you can do. You can put as many lines in this cupcake liner as you want. I think I might put a few more in the other one. But there's so many things you can do with that technique. Learn it. It's essential. It is essential. Okay, so now that we got our cupcake bottoms, we're going to take our gingerbread color again to make the cupcake part of it. I'm going to get enough out here for the two. I'm just rolling a little ball. This actually might be too much. I think it is. You don't need a whole lot for the cupcake part. You're going to make a ball smaller than the one that you used for the cupcake liner. And then you're just going to give it a little roll, like you're making a little bullet. And you're going to smash it down a little bit. And then you're going to take your texture, whatever you're using for texture, and you're going to texture that up. My stomach is growling, which is funny because I ate right before I came on here. So why it's growling and being crazy is beyond me. Okay, that might have been a little bit too big. It's okay, we're going to make it work. It's a big muffin. It's going to look a little funny at first. Don't worry. If you lose texture, just go around it again with your little texture. Your little texture thing. That's going to be the top of your cupcake. I'm going to take a little bit off of here. Roll it into a bullet. Give it a little smash. You're going to lose the shape a little bit when you're texturing. It's fine. You're just trying to make the rounded part of the cupcake. It's all you're trying to do. Okay, so there's the two tops of them. Now we're going to do our frosting on top, and I just did white for both of them. I believe I just did white for both. Yeah. Hey Brenda, how are you? Thank you for being here. Okay, again with the worms. But it doesn't have to be perfect, you all. Don't worry about it if it's not perfect, okay? It'll all be okay. I promise. It's all going to be okay. Worms are like the nemesis in the foam play world, I think. It took me a long time to get my worms, just right. Especially when you're doing lollipops and you don't want them to have the texture, I'm going to start in the middle and then I'm going to kind of go around. And I don't really want a whole lot of frosting on it. So I'm just going to do a couple of passes. And then I'm just going to pull it off like that. It doesn't have to have a whole lot on it. So that's our little start of our cupcake. You can even do this part thinner if you want. I think I did it a little bit thinner on the first tree. The first tree. Lord. Okay. And then I'm going to start in the middle. Just roll this around. I think I did my frosting thinner on the other one. But this is good too. On the first tree, I meant. Not on the one I just did. Okay, and then to do the cherry on top, you're just going to take whatever color you want. You can do the red. I think on the first tree I did pink because I did my cupcake liner in red. So I'm just going to do pink again. And really all it is for the cherries is just 2 little balls. That's all you're making. Throw your clay around because that helps, you know. You're just making 2 tiny little balls. And if you have like a darker brown clay, you can use it and make a little cherry stem. You don't have to. I made a little hole in here with my dotting tool. So let me grab that. If I have it. It's hiding from me. There it is. It's hiding from me. And I put just a little hole in the cherry. Woo! Do you see that? I tried to, pop it back on the table. With, the boobs I don't have. So you can take a little darker colored clay and put your little stem in there if you want to. I'm just going to put that on the top there. Use what you got, right? Use what you got. In my case, there's nothing. Oh, goodness. Sorry, you all. Okay. So, let me put a little hole in this one. Stick that one up here. Okay. And then I'll get another color to put as the stem. And I just used, on the last one, I used like a dark brown. So, I always want to call it chocolate brown, but it's not. It's coffee brown from Listening. But you don't have to do this. You don't even have to put cherries on there if you don't want to. You're just going to need very little of this. Not even the size of a pea, really. You are just going to need very, very little of this. Cut that stem off. That stem off. It's going to have to be even thinner to go in that hole. Let me make the hole a little bit bigger so that it fits a little bit better in there. There we go. Cherry stem was a little bit too long. Can't really see it from this far away. Okay. And then we'll stick these on here. But you all can do whatever sweet treats you want to do on here. Ribbon candy would be really pretty on here if you did some ribbon candies. If you did some of your own like lollipops and stuff, those would be cute on here. Let's see if I can fit this other one on here. Yeah, it's gonna have to go right there. Kind of didn't want it there though. I kind of wanted it down here. So let's see if I can put it down here. This is going to look different than my first one, but that was to be expected because nothing I ever do turns out the same. Okay, so then we have our cupcakes on. And we're just going to keep adding stuff to this. Okay, so for the chocolate bars, you can use a mold. You don't have to use a mold. I'll show you how to do them without doing a mold. They're super easy, guys. They're super, super easy. There's nothing to the candy bars. I did get this little candy bar mold from Temu, and it's really handy, and that's what I used on this one. But you don't have to. You can just make it, you can just freehand it. So just roll you out a little ball and then roll it into that little bullet shape. You're just going to use your hands just to kind of make it square it off. You don't need a special tool for this either. You can use your acrylic plate. The acrylic plate that you get from Dollar Tree helps because it makes it an even thickness. So the plate helps a lot to do that. And I'm just making it into a little rectangle. I think I said square earlier, and it rectangle. Until you get it the shape that you want. And then I take that little tool that I probably put back up. But you don't have to use the tool. You can just use a toothpick. And I'm going to go around, oops, I don't know why I'm putting it there. You're not going to go around the bottom. You're going to go around, right around the edge of the top. But I just like the look better with the little mold. I think it turns out better that way. But this way is cute too. And then I'm just taking my icing smoother, rocking it back and forth to give it a good impression. And then I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 little spots for our candy bars. Could you all hear all these cars passing by? I'm like right next to the highway, so. Okay, and then it's a little bit rounded for my liking, so I'm just gonna square it off some more, and then you just make your own little chocolate bar. You don't have to have the little mold thing. But I think the mold thing looks better because, I'm not the best at the chocolate bars. I'm sure someone out there does them a lot better. But I like this little mold that I got from Temu. And I'm pretty sure it was only like $1 or $2. It was pretty cheap. And I want to say that I linked it in the supply list. But if I didn't, I'll look. And if I didn't, I will link it in this video so that you can find it. I think it just comes out so much better. I don't even have to put this in the freezer. It just pops out for me. So I'm going to do 2 pink and 2 white. Okay, Amy, see ya. Yeah, she'll be live tomorrow at 7. Yes, Priscilla does a ribbon candy too, doesn't she? The ribbon candy would be really pretty on there. It would be really, really pretty. Okay, so for the white one, I did end up putting some little sprinkles inside the little cavities. You can do it before you put your clay in this mold, or you can do it after. I'm going to go ahead and do it before so that it'll be in there. And I'm getting glue everywhere, this Titebond. So I'm just going to take my Titebond, and in each one of these little cavities, I'm just going to put a little dot of glue. And then we're going to drop some sprinkles in there. My glue's starting to dry over here. It's been over here too long. Okay, so I already have some sprinkles out here, and I just used the ones from the Primitive Pumpkin, the same ones that I used on the donut. And I just stick these down inside the cavity. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. You can just do a regular candy bar. It doesn't have to have anything on it. Okay, let me put one more down in here. And then you just put your clay in it. Make sure you push those sprinkles down in there really good. You can do it afterwards. You can just, once it pops out, you can stick a little bit of glue on each little cavity and push your sprinkle down inside there. And like I said, these pop out really nicely. So I just pop it out with my fingernail. Watch me say that and then not come out. I say that and then they don't come out of there. I just think they look better with the little mold. It just looks a lot better in my opinion. But you do it however you want. And then once you pop these out, it'll already have the little sprinkles on it. It looks like I'm missing a sprinkle, but I should have used a different color on there. Let me put a different one on there. And then you'll have the little white candy bar with all the little sprinkles on it. Okay, let me do another little white one to put on there. It's okay, Sandra. I've just been making multiples of everything. I got home late from work last night. This morning I had a lot of stuff to do, so I wasn't able to get over here and do all these multiples and have them ready for you all. That one came out of the mold really well. Look at that one. So much better. Okay, so let's put the sprinkles on here, and I'm just going to use the same glue. I'm just going to dot each one. And then you can just stick your sprinkles on there. I don't know why I keep trying to use these little white ones because you can't even see them. It's so hard to grab a hold of these two. They're so tiny. Sorry, you all, I know this is redundant. Watching me throw sprinkles on here. Okay, so then we have our other little candy bar full of the sprinkles. Stick that on our tree. And then most of the other things that are on this tree, besides the cookies, I'm going to show you how to do the cookies. The cookies are super simple. They're really, really quick. The other stuff is mainly cabochons that are already made. See, we can just stick these on this tree, and then we'll make the little Gingy that goes on top. The little Gingy that goes on top is really quick too. Doesn't take long to make her. She's really fast. Okay, for the cookies, we are going to need the smallest cutter, the same one that you used for the macarons is what you're going to use for the cookies. And I just took the same color gingerbread. You don't have to texture these. We're just going to cut them out. We're just going to cut them out with the cookie cutter. And we're going to use the decorative side of the cutter. Okay. And then we're going to pop that out. It's not super thick. I did a couple of these cookies, so I'm going to go ahead and make 2 of them. Throw that on the floor. Okay. Oh no, I'm hitting everything with my antlers. Okay. Then I took the red color that we used on the donuts and the cupcake liner. And then you're going to cut this out with a cutter that's smaller. I'm going to use a little round cutter. And we're also going to use our bow mold. And we're going to use our baby pink for the bow mold. And I used the tiniest bow that was in this bow mold, I believe. Yeah, it's the tiniest bow that's in this mold. So this little mold also came from, Hobby Lobby has a similar one. This one, I believe, came from Temu as well. Okay. So for the red, we're going to roll this out. And I want it to be a little bit thinner than I made the cookie. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay this right over top of my bow mold to pull that bow out. And then it's going to end up like this on my clay. And then I'm going to take my round cutter and just cut that out. And then we're going to lay it on top of our cookie while it's still in the cutter so that that clay pops it out. Well, maybe. It did it. It did not pop it out. The first time, it popped it out just fine. So then we end up with our little bow cookie. So let's make another little bow for this. Well, okay, now I'm going to stick this right on top and pull this out. Do a good little smash. There we go. Let's see if this one will grab on. No, I had to push it a little bit with my finger. Just barely. Don't smash your bow. Just barely pop it out with your finger. Okay. So there's those cookies. Lost my clay. Okay, guys. I know this has been a long live. I promise Amy's will be better. Okay, so let's stick these on here somewhere. That's going to give us a little bit of room. I think I'm going to have to put it up at the top here. Let's put it up at the top. There we go. And I should have put, let's see if I can take this off. Nope. Nope, it's stuck on there. I should have put this little chocolate bar in a different spot. Kind of closer up towards the cupcake. But that's okay. We are going to stick this cookie. We might not even be using that one. I think I'm running out of room here. I'm running out of room. I don't want to stick it up next to that one. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this chocolate bar. I didn't like the way that chocolate bar looked anyway, and I'm going to stick this cookie here because I like the way the cookie looks better. And since I took that chocolate bar off, it left a little piece of it on there, so this stuck to it really well. So I like that one better in that spot. I liked the cookie better than the chocolate bar anyway. Okay. So now, last cookie, and then we are going to put our cabochons on and make our little Gingy. We can go ahead and make our little Gingy girl if you want to. We'll go ahead and set her on top. And then we'll do our ruffle for the bottom. Okay, so for the little Gingy girl, you're not going to need a whole lot of clay. She doesn't take much at all. She's a very small Gingy. I'll show you how big this ball is once I get it made. Let's see if this is going to be a good size. Okay, so about the size of, so it's like about the size of a ping pong ball. And so you're just going to make that little egg shape again. Like I told you, that little teardrop shape is perfect for so many things. So this is going to be our little body. She's not a very big Gingy. And then you're going to take an even smaller ball for the head. That's about how big I have the head. Just a little bit smaller than the body one. Okay? And then we're going to make both of her little legs. Before I, well, that's fine. I was going to attach her arms before I attached her head, but it's okay. So you're going to make 2 same size balls. They don't have to be huge. You just want to make sure that they're the same size. And again, you're just going to do that little teardrop shape. Let's see, I want this one to be her legs. Actually, I think I want it to be, no, that's a pretty good size. I'm going to show you how big this ball is. And then we're going to do her arms even smaller than this. Just doing that little teardrop shape. Just like that. Now let's do the arms a little bit smaller. And she's not gonna sit like this. I kind of want her legs to kind of go down a little bit when she's sitting on the tree. So they're kind of like coming down. They're not coming straight out. But I don't want to stick her on there just yet. Okay, so let me do 2 smaller size balls for the arms. And you're just doing the same thing, just that little teardrop technique. These are very, very small arms. She's leaning back on me. You can make her the day before and let her sit out if you want to. That way she doesn't like fall back on you or anything. But we're going to go ahead and make her. So I'm going to sit her on this so I can kind of push her. I'm going to sit her on my diamond dust container so I can kind of push her legs down just a little bit. So she can just sit there and chill out while we do her frosting. And you can texture her too. I textured the first one. I gave her a little bit of texture. This is just a simple little Gingy. Nothing fancy. I want my icing to be pretty, I want the worm to be pretty thin because this is a very small Gingy. So I've got my worm pretty thin. I'm going to start at the back of her leg and just start going up and down with it. My scissors definitely need sharpening. Sit her right there so she doesn't flatten out too much. And I'm going to make the arm ones even thinner. Hope she didn't stick. She stuck a little bit. Her arm stuck a little bit. I think I might make that a little bit too thick. These scissors, I'm telling you what, getting on my last nerve. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is stick her on here. I should have textured her before we won't texture this. You could texture her before you put your frosting on there if you want her to be a textured Gingy. On this one, I did a textured Gingy. So texture her if you want to before you put your frosting on there. Otherwise, you're just going to texture your frosting. Okay, so let me take a bigger ball tool to make the sockets for the eyes. You don't have to do this. You can just do little, little paint eyes if you want to. But I'm just making 2 little holes for her eyes. And for her mouth, I'm going to take the red cutter. And I'm going to make it kind of crooked. So I'm going to go down from her eye and just kind of put it at an angle there and make her a crooked little mouth. Okay? I'm going to sit her up here for a second. I'm going to use clay, but you can just use a little bit of paint. And you just need the tiniest little amount of black for the eyeballs. You can even use the little beads. Those would be really cute too. I mean, I'm just using the smallest amount of black. There we are. There's teeny tiny little eyeballs. And then we're going to take our white paint. And I'm going to use my toothpick and just put 2 little dots. Make sure there's no glue on there. On the inner corner of her eyeballs. Just like that. Okay. Now we need a little bit of frosting for her head. I think I got my frosting a little bit too big, you all. It should have been a lot thinner than that. My first one, I tell you, my first one always turns out better. That's why I like the pre-recorded, because the way I do it the first time is how it's gonna look the best. When I try to recreate it, it never turns out the same. This is probably how thin I should have got the one that went around the arms and the legs. And we are gonna pink her cheeks just a little bit. There we are. And then we're going to do a little part for her chest. And do her a little pink nose. And this is the tiniest pink nose, you all. It's so tiny. Tiny, tiny, tiny. Just like that. And then for the heart that goes on her chest, all you're going to need is 2 little balls the same size. And then you're just going to do a teardrop. So make 2 little teardrops out of that. And then you're going to stick those 2 teardrops together and squish them at the bottom. And that gives you a tiny little heart for her chest. And then for her bow, I'm going to do it in red. And I'm just using the same little bow mold. The tiniest little bow one in there is the one that we're going to use for her head. You all got really quiet on me. You're probably like, I'm tired of watching her do multiples of the same thing over and over again. Why did I do it like that? I'm just kidding. Amy's will be much better, I promise. She's much more organized than I am, so mine's always a little chaotic. Always a little bit chaotic. Okay. This little bow is not trying to work out for me today, you all. Only because I'm live. Every other time it works out just fine. But because I'm live, it's going to give me trouble. Let's see if it's going to be nice now. There we go. And I'm just going to stick it. It's really wet. The clay's still really wet. So I'm just going to stick it on the side of her head there. Throw some clay around. Now I am going to touch her with a skewer. So I'm going to use this skewer. Pop it right down inside this cone. It is a good idea to make her the day before and let her dry before you do this. But we are just going to go ahead and go with it. Figure out where the front of your tree is going to be. And I think I like this side better. So I think I'm going to put her here. And even though she's wet, this is not wet anymore. So I'm going to put just a little bit of super glue on it and on the little dowel that goes up inside her body. And I'm just going to set her right down on there. So I'm going to push her legs down just a little bit. They kind of tried to attach already. So I'm going to kind of separate them a little bit just so I can push them down. Because I want her legs to come down a little bit. I don't want them to be sticking straight out. And then she sits on top of the tree, just like that. Okay, so then we're going to take, my first Gingy looks better, but she's still cute. Okay, now we're going to take our cabochons. Use whatever cabochons you want. And we're going to stick these on here. I linked all of the places that I got all of my little cabochons from. Most of them came from like Angie Land's Crafting Boutique, and then the little peppermints and such came from Hobby Lobby. And this is just to give you extra filling on this tree, just to have extra things on here. The little lollipops that were on this tree, I'm actually going to use those. These came from Paper Sweeties. She had some really cute lollipops. So I'm going to stick this one here. And I am going to use super glue to attach them because hot glue is just not going to hold them on there. This little gingerbread cabochon came from Temu. And then I have some little gumdrops that came from Angie Land. I'll stick those on there. These little peppermints here. These are the ones that came in the ornaments from Hobby Lobby. And I just took all the little peppermints out of it. Same thing with these little candy canes. Those little ornaments from Hobby Lobby have so many cabochons in them that you can use. So if you see those at Hobby Lobby, grab them. Don't worry about if you get glue somewhere, like just now I got glue kind of in places I didn't want to get it. We are going to cover this with diamond dust to make it look like sugar, so it doesn't matter. I got this little piping bag. I think this came from, it was either Paper Sweeties or Angie Land's Crafting Boutique. I can't remember which one. It came from one of them. And then there were a lot of things I got from Temu. These little candy corns, I think, were from Angie Land. Ooh! Okay, I just got glue all over my finger. That's not good. Okay, let's put another candy cane on here. And then I'll show you all how to do this ruffle. Some of you probably already know how. I think on here I also wanted to do this other lollipop. I didn't attach these when I made the first one because I knew that there were some lollipops and stuff that I used that I didn't have multiples of that I wanted to use on the one I was going to show you all how to do. So I'm stealing from the other tree. I'm stealing things from the other tree. But you can keep filling it and doing it as full as you want. Add more stuff if you want to. Now the last little cookie that we did on this one before we do the ruffle is, let me grab my little cutter. I thought I grabbed everything, but I had not. So this little cutter comes from Dollar General in a set that had a whole bunch of little, like, I think it was spades and clubs, and there was, I think there was a little square cutter. There was a whole bunch of different ones in there, and this little flower cutter came in that. And I think the whole set is like $3 or $4 from Dollar General. And I use this a lot. I use quite a few of the cutters that come in that set for different stuff. So your red doesn't need to be super thick, and you're only going to need to cut out one of these. Let me grab a ball tool that I can just pop this out with. And my filling is going to be the pink. So we're going to use the baby pink for it. And then we'll do our red ruffle. And it's just like the macaron. You're just going to sandwich them together. Just like the macaron. And you come out with this cute little flower-shaped cookie. You're just going to cut that in half because you're going to attach it the same way that you did the macaron. Let's find a spot. We're running out of space. I did not space those apart very well. And a little candy fell. Okay, some more glue. So I'm going to stick this one, I think, around here. And I'm going to stick this one back here. I'm kind of angle that. And then we'll make our little ruffle that goes around the bottom. So the ruffle I had to do in 2 parts because I didn't make the first one long enough. Hey, I didn't even see some of the comments. I'm so sorry. My comments disappeared. I was wondering why you all were so quiet. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Tammy. Hey, Barbara. Thank you, Barbara. Thanks, Christy. Hey, Dawn. I'm sorry. My comments went away. I was wondering why you all were so quiet. Okay. So let's put this back here. And let me do the little ruffle. So with this, you do the same thing. You just do a little worm. You've probably seen people do ruffles before. Now, we're not going to attach it. Well, we are going to attach it, but we're not going to attach the piece to our candlestick yet. You don't even have to if you don't want to. On the first one, I didn't attach it. See, you just leave it off if you want to, but you need to let this dry off of it. Otherwise, this ruffle is going to fall. And so it's gonna droop down and it's not gonna look good. You need to let this dry flat. And then if you want to attach it to your candlestick holder, you can. I got diamond dust all over this table now. That's okay, because it's gonna go all over our project anyway. So we're gonna flatten our worm out here. And you do kind of want to square off these edges when you're doing the ruffles. So I just take my icing smoother, and you might have to cut a little bit off to make it even, but you can square it off with your icing smoother. And you can make it as wide as you want to. I'll tell you how wide I have this one. Whoops. I just hit that. Okay, so this one I have it right at, it's just a little over an inch, like 1.25 inches. So I'm going to fold the end back just a little bit, and then I'm going to start folding it on itself. And I'm just attaching it at the top, not attaching the top and the bottom. You're just doing the top, just like we did on the gingerbread baker. That's all we're doing. My comments are just, they're gone. They are not on here anymore. Okay. I forgot to turn my notifications off. I'm going to smash this a little bit. Because remember, you don't want it to be bulky underneath. I'm going to square it off too. You don't want it to be bulky underneath your piece. So we're going to attach it right on the bottom of this. And this is still wet clay because it's been sitting against my table. So I'm just attaching it all along the bottom. And I'll probably have to do several pieces. Let's do another one here. You guys, I gotta go get my kids from the bus stop in a little while. And I don't know if I'm going to have time to wash off all this stuff. So I'm going to go to the bus stop with, being a reindeer. The bus driver's going to be like, I don't know that I should let these children off. I don't know if their mother is sane right now, so should I? We'll see if he lets me. She has lost her mind. Okay. Let's fold it again. Square it off. Now when you attach your second piece, make sure that you're going up under your first one. You're not going right beside it, you're going right up under it so that you don't have any gaps. Okay? Now let's do, I think it's just going to take one more. So let's do one more little ruffle. And you can make it as big as you want. I think I did do it a little bit wider on this one, just a tad bit. I'm losing diamond dust everywhere. Everywhere. Okay, let's do one more ruffle, and then we'll sugar it. I did not put the little, this is attached in one place and not in the other. How did that happen? My little gumdrop was attached at the bottom and not the top. I swear I put enough glue on that. So for the diamond dust, you can wait, while this is drying if you want to. Because I didn't necessarily want to get diamond dust all over my ruffle. I just wanted it on my piece. So I took spray glue. You don't have to take spray glue. You can just brush on some tacky glue once this tree dries. I like the spray glue because I don't have to do that. I don't have to get a brush and sit there and try to brush on all the glue and then sprinkle it with the diamond dust. I can just spray it with the spray glue. The spray glue, I have bought some from, they have it at Walmart, of course. I think it's the Loctite brand is the one that I have, but Dollar General also sells the spray glue. And I want to say that theirs was around $4 or so. I want to say. It might have been more than that. But I want to say it was around $4. This one let me do that one more time. Sorry. I think I cut that a little bit too narrow. That was like less than an inch. And roll it out one more time. Okay, let's square this off. There we go. That's the right size that we need. Spin quickly. We're almost in the home stretch, you all. Almost in the home stretch. I know it's been a little bit of a boring life watching me do things over and over. Okay. Let me cut a little bit of this off because we don't need that much. It was just a little spot that didn't get a ruffle. I'm going to cut it just a little bit more. Just needed a little tiny piece here. Go around the back. Okay. So what I do to let this sit and dry on something is I take one of these little vinyl placemats from Dollar Tree, because I do stuff on my table, so I can't have things sitting here drying on my table. I need to move them elsewhere. But I don't want them to stick to whatever I put them on. So I use these little vinyl placemats from Dollar Tree because the clay will not stick to these. And I lay it on here and I let it dry. I think the first tree I let dry for, it was about at least overnight, but I think I let that one dry for a couple of days so that my gingy was good and dry and everything else was dry. And I just sprayed the tree with the Loctite spray glue, and then all I did was sprinkle it with diamond dust. And that's how you make the sugar part of it. And then you can attach it to your little candlestick after it's good and dry. So it'll stick on your candlestick just like that. But you can put it on there now, and we can go ahead and do that now if you want to. But that's how I did. That's how I did that. But I do let this dry. Don't put this on your candlestick like this, or your ruffle's going to start to fall. I did do this one a little bit thicker. I realize that now. I did that one a little bit thicker. So do your ruffle as wide as you want it to be. Not thicker, wider is what I meant. Okay. And I also put more of these little gems that I got from Hobby Lobby. I put those all around the tree as well. So you can put as many of those on there as you want to. Put whatever you want on there. Make it your own. Do whatever you want with it. I'm going to end up getting glue all over my hands. Telling you what. I'm just going to stick a few of these little diamonds on here. And I'll show you this spray glue that I got right now. Let me grab a couple of pink ones. We'll put a couple of pink ones on there. There are so many things you can do with these little trees. Okay, I'm just going to put those few on there. Okay, so let me show you the spray glue that I got from Walmart. And wherever you spray this stuff, it's the Loctite spray adhesive. Don't pay attention to my crazy can. I got mine at Walmart. It'll get everywhere. Wherever you spray it, it's going to get, and it's going to be super, super sticky. So I'm going to use my little thing here. And I'm going to spray this directly over my trash can. So I'm just going to layer on my hand. I'm going to lay something on my hand, because it's going to get all over my hand. Oh no, it's stuck. Okay, so I guess we're not doing that. Anyway, my can is stuck. So I'll have to unstick that. Anyway, you just spray it, and all you do is spray that and sprinkle it with your diamond dust. That's all you do to make the sugar look. And then she's going to look exactly like this one. And then you have a cute little sweet tree. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it was a little bit of a mess. I'm always a mess, you know that. I appreciate you sticking with me though. All those that stayed the entire time. And those that didn't, thank you for stopping in. I really appreciate you all. I really hope you enjoyed this workshop and the designs that came out of it. I hope we did you justice for your $20. I will post another video. It'll be a pre-recorded. I think that's better for you all anyway than the lives. And I'll give you a little extra tutorial in there, okay? It'll be something cute. You can kind of coordinate with these two pieces right here. So I really appreciate you all taking the time and being here and hanging out with me. Thank you, Tammy. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Kathy. Thanks for sticking with me. All right, guys. So don't forget that Amy will be live. I believe it's tomorrow night, I want to say, is Amy's live. And then Wednesday, we're going to do the Q&A and the reindeer games. So make sure you tune in Wednesday at 7. I believe Amy's tutorial is live tomorrow at 7, I want to say. So you're welcome, Desiree. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Barbara. I'm sorry that we couldn't finish it, but it'll take me forever to try to get the spray glue off of here. But I'm sure you all can figure out how to spray it and put diamond dust on it. So I hope you enjoyed our little sweets tree. We got lots of prizes to give out on Wednesday, so make sure you tune in, and Amy's tutorial is going to be amazing. I've seen what she's coming up with, and it's going to be super, super cute. So make sure you all tune into that tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for being here from the very bottom of my heart. I love each and every one of you, and I thank you so, so, so very much. You all are absolutely amazing. So I will catch you guys on Amy's Live tomorrow, and then I will see you live on Wednesday. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you all. Okay, I'll catch you later.